and welcome to ABN News. It's May 15, 2023, Monday. This is Riza Patanpatan and you are watching Entrepreneurship Broadcasting News Report. Fishing rights in West Philippine Sea discuss Filipinos' fishing rights in West Philippine Sea. President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. has urged China to finally sit down with the Philippines and talk about the Filipino fishing rights in the West Philippine Sea. He said that China has agreed to the start of talks on this matter. The president said he directed the Philippine Coast Guard or PCG and the Department of Foreign Affairs to put together a map of the fishing grounds that are under the Philippine territory. For international government report, in China, Philippines agreed to handle dispute peacefully. Unexpected but strategic move. President of the Philippines has cited stable ties with China on his recent three-day to Beijing. President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. met with his Chinese counterpart Xi Jinping on the visit when the two leaders agreed to set up a direct communication channel to handle South China Sea disputes peacefully.
Tan earned 8 million in just 4 hours of live selling her beauty products. Can you imagine being a millionaire in just a matter of hours? The content TikTok creator and entrepreneur Tan says it can be done. Everyone seems to be getting into the craze of online selling. Rusmar is one of those who struck gold by live selling her skincare and beauty products. She proudly shared her success story from being a TikToker to being the owner of a successful business. As her fan base grew, several companies started paying her to endorse and market their goods. Rusmar quickly realized that instead of promoting other brands, she would be far better off selling her own. In February 2022, Rusmar first launched her makeup line. It was such a big hit that she started venturing into more beauty and skincare products. Among her best-selling products are the Rusmar Kagayako Rejuvenating Set, Kagayako Whip Soup, Kagayako Slimming and Whitening Food Supplement, and many others. Rusmar now has a huge audience with 11.2 million followers on TikTok. Her business grew with thousands of resellers and distributors all over the country and even abroad. According to her, she can earn over 5 million to 8 million when she live sells her beauty products. But not everything she earns is hers to keep. Rusmar said she goes on live selling to help her resellers and distributors earn. She's also generous by giving commissions and incentives to them. There have been many entrepreneurs who have found luck and success in the skincare and beauty product business. So, if you're looking for a product, maybe the skincare business could be right for you. In International Business Report G7 Summit Statement to target China's economic coercion, Washington leaders of the group of 7 G7 countries are set to issue a statement of concern about China's use of economic leverage abroad when they gather next week, according to a U.S. official familiar with the discussions. That statement, a likely component of the overall communique that will be released by leaders during the May 19 to 21 summit in Hiroshima, Japan, is expected to be paired with a broader written proposal for how the 7 advanced economies will work together to counter economic coercion from any country. The main G7 statement is set to include a section specific to China, with a list of concerns that include economic coercion and other behavior that we have seen specifically from the People's Republic of China. According to the official, a separate economic security statement will speak more to tools used to counter those efforts, including planning and coordination. In each case, these statements are to expected go further than prior statements by the G7 on the topic. US President Joe Biden has made China a focus of his foreign policy, working to keep the tense and competitive relationship from veering in one of open conflict, including over self-ruled Taiwan. The G7, which also includes Canada, France, Germany, Italy, and the United Kingdom, is close tied economically to China, the world's biggest exporter and a key market for many of their companies. And that's all for today's time-sizzling news. Once again, I am Jenica Torreon, your EBN Business Report, delivering business news from worldwide toward one united direction. Have a great day.
DOSTI, EST ang kampiyon ng Lawa Awardee on World Water Day 2023. DOST, ESTI, R&D Projects, Datos Pasay City, Philippines. The DOST Advanced Science and Technology Institutes in one of the 3 awardees for the Kampiyon ng Lawa Award vested by the Laguna Lake Development Authority or LLDA. During the World Water Day Philippines Award 2023 conducted in SMX Convention Center, Pasay City on March 22, 2023. DOST ESTI provides remote sensing and data science applications support to critical activities, disaster mitigation, analysis, and advice through people service such as consultations and a series of capacity building activities. With the vast applications of this technology, it is not being used for agricultural plantations mapping, crop mapping, floods mapping, and watershed monitoring, among other resource mapping and monitoring applications like A14 LAWA. An International Science and Technology Report. George Santos X deals to avoid prosecutions in Brazil over bad checks. New York Representative George Santos has signed an agreement with public prosecutors in Brazil to avoid prosecutions for forging 2 stolen checks in 2008. Rio de Janeiro, a day after New York Representative George Santos pleaded not guilty to charge in the U.S. He signed an agreement Thursday with public prosecutors in Brazil to avoid prosecutions for forging 2 stolen checks in 2008. Court records in Brazil, first uncovered by New York Times, show Santos was the subject of the criminal charge for using 2 stolen checks to buy items to a shop in the city of Nitrio, including a pair of sneakers that he gifted to a friend. On Wednesday in New York, Santos pleaded not guilty to charge he stole from his campaign and lied to Congress about being a millionaire while collecting unemployment benefits he did not deserve. Once again, I am Jun Ricardo Babao, delivering science and technology in EVN News.
Sa entertainment news naman, pinida rin na designer ang kanyang designer iPad na umilag sa mga
akong gugma, palanduin ako. Maangkon ang imong katahon, akong gugma, tanan ihatag. Makita kanunay. Ikaw ra ang akong gihigugma. Tanan pagabuhaton alang lamang kanimo akong mahal.
Of course, wala ng designer eyebags is 2023. Laos na yun, 2022 pa.
Paminawa ang akong gugma.
The Philippines is currently experiencing a tropical climate with temperatures ranging from 25 to 32 degrees Celsius. The weather conditions in the country are influenced by the prevailing winds which bring moisture from the Pacific Ocean. In Luzon, the country's largest island, the weather is generally cloudy with a chance of scattered rain showers and thunderstorms. The areas of Metro Manila, Central Luzon, and Calabar Zone may experience moderate to heavy rainfall, which could cause localized flooding in some areas. In the Visayas region, the weather is generally sunny with some isolated rain showers in some parts of the region, particularly in the eastern and central Visayas. Meanwhile, in Mindanao, the weather is mostly cloudy with occasionally rain showers, particularly in the northern and western parts of the region. There is also a possibility of thunderstorm in some areas. In terms of sea conditions, the Philippine Atmospheric Geophysical and Astronomical Service Administration or PAGASA has advised small boats to avoid sailing in the northern and eastern seaboards of Luzon due to moderate to rough and conditions. Meanwhile, the rest of the country's seaboards are generally safe for sea travel. That's the weather report for today in the Philippines. Please stay safe and always be prepared for any possible weather disturbance. In North America, the United States is experiencing various weather patterns. The west coast from California to Washington is facing a heat wave with temperatures reaching record-breaking levels in some areas. Meanwhile, the central and eastern parts of the country are experiencing thunderstorms, strong winds, heavy rain, which could result in flooding and severe weather conditions. That's the international weather report for today. Please keep in mind that weather conditions can change rapidly, so it's always important to stay informed and be prepared for any possible weather disturbance. I'm Jobber Magbago from BSEN 1E, your reporters for today. Thank you!
Banat ng buto, todo-todong pagkakayod. Dahil pag may tinanim, tsak na may aanihin. Tanim na kape ay hihingo, sa tulong nyo di susuko. At ang pagbangon natin, ang gigising sa mundo. Babangon tayo, susulong tayo. Dahil ang pagbangon natin ito, ang gigising sa pangarap mo. Babangon tayo, susulong tayo. Babangon tayo, susulong tayo. Babangon tayo, susulong tayo.
Babangon tayo. Good evening, I am Reymond Escauso and this is ABN News for the headlines of the sports. NBA playoffs, Los Angeles Lakers beat the Golden State Warriors in Game 3. PBA Toentex close out Barangay Ginebra to win Governor's Cup title. Last Friday, May 4, 2023, NBA playoffs, Game 3 lead by Anthony Davis with 25 points, 13 rebounds, and 4 blocks. The number 7 seeds Los Angeles Lakers defeat the number 6 seeds Golden State Warriors in Game 3 to 127-97 score. The Lakers headlines best of the 7 series of 2-1. Since blocks were recorded in 1973-74, Anthony Davis becomes the third Laker in franchise history to have 34 games of 25 points plus 10 rebounds and 4 plus blocks in single first season, joining the Shaquille O'Neal 7 times, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar 4 times. PBA Toentex closed out Barangay Ginebra with an emotional 97-93 victory to finish series in Game 3 and with the PBA Governor's Cup title at Araneta Coliseum. Mickey Williams erupted for 38 points, highlight by a 9 triples to pave the way for the Tropang Giga first ever Governor's Cup title win since joining the league in 1996. It was a painful loss for the Gene Kings, who kept battling until the end despite struggling from the 3-point area. Toentex came into the game with a 3-2 series led on the best of 7 showdown.
Good evening, I am Malou Cabigon and this is EBN News. For the headlines of celebrities, Christopher De Leon admits he once lost everything. Christopher De Leon admits he once lost or blinded by the fame that sent him to the end of his rope. In an interview with Karina Sanchez, De Leon shared that this happened during the peak of his career when he was younger, to the point that film producers shied away from him. De Leon was really obnoxious and rowdy at that time and lasted for 5 to 7 years. When he realized that what was happening, the veteran actor decides to change his ways. Kim Kardashian reveals that she's taking acting lessons to prepare for her American Horror Story role. American Horror Story Season 12, officially titled Delicate, was announced in early April with one very surprising celebrity attached. And no, it's not even Peters, it's Kim Kardashian. While we don't know much about the show itself or who Kardashian will play, the reality star and Kim's founder says that she's taking acting lessons before she heads the set. Good evening everyone, this is Malou Cabigon and this is EBN News. And for the headlines of music, Janela Salvador immortalizes duet with Regine Velasquez. Janela Salvador ticked an item of her bucket list when she finally got the chance to perform with her veteran singer, Regine Velasquez. The two shared the stage during the Sunday episode of Asap Natin To, where they did a duet of Adele's All I Ask. Apparently, Velasquez wanted her to have more singing parts, that's why Asia's Songboard told her on the spot to do some of her lines. Nonetheless, Salvador wanted to immortalize the moment and show all of his followers what a true Queen Velasquez is. Harry Styles' satellite music video has fans spinning around. Harry Styles has dropped the music video for his latest single, Satellite, and the fans are understandably now all in the middle of a meltdown. The former One Direction star confirmed the surprise music video was on its way just days before its release, announcing with the various posters online that it would be dropping on May 3rd. Satellite, which is the 11th track on Han's third studio album, Harry's House, was a fan favorite tune, so it's no surprise that fans couldn't wait for the visual treatment to go along with the emotional lyrics. Now that the satellite visuals are finally here, we are all ready to watch the new music video on loop.